Hey there, how's it going? Drew Creel here. When you saw the thumbnail for this video, you probably were wondering, what's this guy's problem? Why does he have so many pedals? He probably has a massive ego, he probably is very insecure, and he's obviously overcompensating with the excess of effects pedals on his pedal board, and all of that stuff is true. And so what I'm gonna do in this video is break down for you the most insane pedal board build that I've ever personally done. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure you stick around. All right, guys, so let's break down this pedal board. Why does it even exist? Well, I'm the type of guitar player that likes different options. I like unique tones. I like to sort of curate sounds, if you will. And I think later on in the video, you'll discover that there's some really unique sounds that can be made with this board that don't even really sound like a guitar at all at times. But I love small boutique pedal builders. I love old blood noise. I love hologram effects. I love Boss pedals. I love the chainsaw sound. So there's all of that and more on this pedal board. And so the brain of this whole pedal board is the Line 6 HX Stomp. I like amp modeling. It's really fun to kind of experiment with and mess around with. If I want to record a dry signal with this pedal board, all I need to do is take the out from my tuner over here. So I can record a DI signal and I can record in stereo at the same time with this pedal board using different sounds that I've dialed up. There's a lot of tonal options and a lot of signal chain routing capabilities with this board. It's pretty nuts. So let me just walk you through everything. It starts over here with the Lone Wolf Audio Necronomicon Germanium Fuzz. This is a really great sounding fuzz pedal on its own, but if you click on this switch over here on the left, it turns it into kind of a noisemaker device, and then if you add delay and reverb after it, you can make basically like Blade Runner, Vangelis type sounds, and so that's why I have that pedal. Then my guitar goes into the tuner, and then I believe it goes into the volume pedal. I really love the Boss TU3 Waza. It's the best tuner I think ever made. I'm using it kind of as a buffer and then also to tune my guitar. One of my favorite Boss pedals of all time is the VB2. It's a vibrato pedal. Basically what happens when you play through this pedal is your guitar takes on a new sort of nostalgic characteristic, and it sounds a little bit warmer, it's a little darker. I just love this pedal. It's probably my favorite pedal that Boss has ever made if I could just pick one. And I have the Wazacraft version. So there's that. After that, my guitar goes into the beam splitter. This is a triple overdrive, and I'm going out in stereo into the HX Stomp, and then I'm sending the third line from the beam splitter into a loop over here with the Old Blood Noise signal blender. So when I step on A, I basically make my guitar sound even huger, even bigger. Okay, and then of course I can blend that with this blend knob here. So we'll get into this pedal later. This is like one of the most amazing devices, and I actually have another video on this channel about using a signal blender or a blender pedal, if you will. Now, one of the things that I love about the HX Stomp is it has a stereo effects loop built into it. That's what's happening over here on the side, okay? And so what I've opted to do with that effects loop is run all of these distortion boxes, so I can load any distortion box on this board with a block on the HX Stomp. Okay, so and I trigger that with this B button here, so I can turn any pedal on. I can turn combinations of pedals on, turn that off with just the push of a button. So if I want to go into hyper fuzz mode, I would just keep that pedal on and then step on B, and then I can also blend in the amount of that pedal to my liking. Another thing worth mentioning is because of the HX Stomp, all of this stuff can change at the push of a button. I can have a completely different routing setup determined with the HX Stomp. Okay, so out of the HX Stomp, I'm going stereo into the Chase Bliss Mood. Okay, and this pedal is basically like an ambient machine. Okay, it can make any type of like film score sounds pretty much. The Chase Bliss Mood has a bunch of features on it that would literally blow your mind, and at some point I'll make a demo of that pedal because I love it so much. There's a lot of other demos on the internet of that pedal. I don't care, but I'm gonna do my thing with it at some point. But this is one of the coolest pedals I've ever owned. And if you're into making ambient sounds or ambient music with your guitar or keyboard or even your voice, the Mood would be next level. Also, controlling the expression pedal input on the Chase Bliss Mood is the Old Blood Noise expression ramper. This is essentially an expression pedal that has multiple controls on it, and it's super fun to control your effects with this thing. After the Chase Bliss Mood, I'm going into the Hologram Effects Microcosm for even more ambience and soundscaping capabilities. Later on in the video, you're gonna hear this thing on the Mosaic setting. I'm not gonna get into all the other stuff that this pedal does. It does a lot of things, but I'm just using kind of more or less like a stock preset in this video. Out of the Microcosm, we're going into the Old Blood Noise Dark Light Reverb, which is one of the most beautiful sounding reverbs that I've ever heard, and it's a stereo reverb, it's a dual reverb, and so that is where my signal chain ends and then it goes out. Everything you'll hear in this video is stereo, so that's it, man. That's the pedal board. What I'm gonna do first is show you kind of more of a metal guitar approach to this pedal board, and then later on there's an ambient section, so there won't be any more talking until the very end of this video. So let's check out what metal sounds we can get with this pedal board. All right, guys, in this part of the video, I'm going to show you some different ambient sounds. I'm going to be using the beam splitter and pretty much all of the other ambient effects on this board. So let's check that out right now. Guys, thank you so much for checking out this ridiculous pedal board video. Let me know what you think of this thing in the comments below. Is this pedal board too big? Is it something that you would use if you had it? I've been really enjoying playing through this board. It's been really inspiring to come up with new sounds and to write music with. And it's great to have tactile knobs and digital stuff to play around with. And it's just been a real joy to make music with this thing. So thank you so much for checking out this video. If you like what I have going on the channel, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave me a comment below, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.